Well, the potential of the Beaufort and the Chukchi seas is 26, 27 billion barrels. That's a significant find in any part of the world. If it turns out that our exploratory drilling is successful, then we will probably get into what I would imagine will be about a 10-year battle on how to make sure that we do oil production right. But assuming that we find something like the quantities that we're talking about, assuming that they find it economic to want to produce, and you have to realize, I mean, Shell's been at this now 6 years, and they're $4 billion into it, and they haven't split it a hole yet. That they have the staying power to want to try to do it. I would look at this as being one of the ways that the Arctic would live up to its potential of being a major new production province for the world. 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to do something I'd actually encourage you to do if it's happening again. University of Bodø, Norway, brought a group of U.S. experts and experts from the 7 other Arctic nations, plus a group of grad students in energy. And they threw us on a boat for 3 days from Bodø up to Hammerfest. And around the table, there we had locals as well as national government leaders from each of the 6 Arctic countries. Actually, Iceland wasn't there on the trip I was on, but 6 of the 8 Arctic countries are drilling for oil offshore. It's very important in my mind that whatever we do safely, because a screw up in Greenland could affect us here, could put billions of dollars aside and say, people will say, well, we're going to have a moratorium until we can figure out a way to do it right. It's very important that we understand what the shipping lanes could mean geostrategically. It's very important that we do this in a manner that does not affect subsistence. Now, people need to be sensitive about that. If you go to Western Alaska, yeah, you may have a job at a computer, very few people do. You may have a job, as a mechanic, very few people do. And even if you do have those jobs and a pot of belugas goes by, everything stops and people get into the boats and go harvest a beluga because that feeds the community. And that is, a majority, over half of the food that these people eat comes from the sea, okay? And it's either whaling or fishing or sealing or walrus catching or what. And to tell people that they have to give that up to eat bologna at $1 a slice that's flown in is kind of nonsense. So we have to do everything we can to protect the subsistence resources as we go for this new oil. So my vision is that yes, we'll be a productive province. Yes, it will be something that will sustain our economy in the Alaska pipeline for a generation or two to come. But at the same time, it's going to help sustain these communities to have this mixed lifestyle that people enjoy with the Red Dog Mine, where they are able to spend time hunting and spend time mining, or spend time working on the North Slope. If you go to Barrow, they have not dropped their traditional lifestyle, even as they, you can meet very sharp geologists from Barrow who probably know more about gas hydrates than anybody alive, and at the same time, they're also whaling captains. So I guess my vision is that we sustain the lifestyle, we sustain the culture, and we develop the economy.